back, and we are here in Grand Finals, baby.
Oh,
Grand Finals,
yeah.
baby. That's what I like to see. We have two excellent players here at the last round of the Balance Hatch League Cup Challenge. We are here. It is me, Solex Cross, and of course my boy Jared. And we're gonna bring this game to you right now. Let's go ahead and get.
We are getting into the end stages now, and we're bringing back Brian McQueen. He has had an absolute lovely tournament so far, and he is still running the triple irons all over here. Treads, Hands, Bundle, Ho-Oh, and Miraidon on their restricted slots, and for a draft rounding out for that slot over there. And again, all of them love Miraidon, love their Quark Drive abilities, get that boost on a specific stat. I think on Bundle and Treads, bolt speed, and then the attack stat on that Hands. Really, really good for all the situations you need them to be. And Iron Treads, again, rocking that Steel Roller, that knockoff, that high horsepower, and that Earthquake combination. A lot of damage to be dealt.
I really, really want to see that Ho-Oh come into play, man. That's got to be one of my favorite Pokemon on this team, but we're not going to get the chance to see it. But even more remarkably, this player started out 0-2 today, making it all the way to Grand Finals.
A fantastic turnaround. And that just shows that maybe the 0-2 drop is not the way to go.
No.
Keep going. Keep pushing it.
Push through the game. You know, those other 0-2s might drop thinking that, you know, it's over for them. Not for me.
Yeah, look where he is now. He's on the verge of taking this one home. On the other side, Anthony Lonergan bringing back the Torn Ogre combination over here, along with Rillaboom, Urshifu Water, Calyrex, and Amoonguss down there. A couple of interesting terrors. That grass Calyrex, that is a Calyrex Ice Rider, rocking Seed Bomb as well. Rillaboom, the basic Rillaboom set, Wood Hammer, Grassy Glide, Fake Out U-Turn with that Assault Vest on deck as well. And Kyogre up there for the first time, well, for the first time today at least. We're seeing a Kyogre not running Thunder.
Yeah, true.
Ice Beam is the preferred one out there, and I kind of respect it. I kind of understand why. Ice Beam is definitely a more reliable tool. Ice, I think, is a little bit more of a better offensive tool in this meta. So running it, probably a decent decision over here. And then obviously Tornadus Incarnate doing what it does best. Taunting, Tailwinding, Rain Dancing if need be, and then running Hurricane instead of the Bleak Wind.
Very interesting there. You know, we do have the rain here, and it does make that Hurricane 100% accurate, so it's going to be a very reliable stat move if you happen to get the rain up. And I got to say this, for the record, there's only two types of people in this world, Jared. You know what that is?
I do not. What are they?
Those are people who play Splash Blade and people who use Mystic Water.
Listen, I've been looking at that screen on the projector in the building all day, and I've been like, what is that item? I have not known, and then eventually I'm looking at production screen, and I'm like, what is the item on that? And I see Splash Blade. I'm like, is that not just the same thing as Mystic Water?
No.
It's
How
flavor.
dare you, first of all.
It's flavor.
There are two very different items for a reason. Okay?
So true.
All right. So are you a Splash Blade or are you Mystic Water?
Hold on. If we can go over here, I think we just I think we just saw Ho-Oh. Ho-Oh getting popping up. I mean, this could actually be a decent thing for Ho-Oh to go into, because you can see Rillaboom out here is a target for that Sacred Fire. Urshifu Water definitely does not want to get a burn on it as well. Not to mention Calyrex is a Terra type where he's going to take super effective damage from it on both Terra and its normal typing. And that burn is definitely risky.
Yo, shout out to the battle music. This is definitely one of the best themes in this game, fam.
Yeah, this is a fantastic song to end the day on over here. On the side of Brian, Iron Bundle and Iron Hands have been sent down. On the other side, we got a Rillaboom. We got a shiny Kyogre. The purple whale is in and about.
Yeah, the world definitely got that drip on that whale looking real saucy, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Well,
Groudon can't Aura Farm like this. Let's just say that.
That's facts. That's facts. Unless he's like Omega Form and they got that black
maybe,
skin, you know what I'm saying? He got that. But the yellow ain't, bro. It
But
ain't.
here we go. Iron Bundle already popping onto that Ghost Terra to avoid any kind of fake out pressure, but the fake out going into Iron Hands right over here. On the other side, Encore going straight into Rillaboom, and that Rillaboom has effectively been shut down completely, but incoming the big water spout from Kyogre. It's going to do a lot of damage. Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Iron Bundle barely hanging on because of the Focus Sash, and Iron Hands taking a lot of damage, almost down to about a sixth, maybe a fifth of damage now, getting a little bit of recovery from the grassy terrain, but that's a lot of damage in here coming in from Anthony.
Well, here's the thing. We are both faster than this Kyogre, so we can go ahead and do a big amount of damage to it if it doesn't protect this turn. But you have to switch out that Rillaboom because it's locked into Fake Out. It can't do anything with that. But this does mean when it comes back in, we got Fake Out again. So there's some good that comes from that. But now we have this Water Spout clicking whale. What are we gonna do about that?
Oh yeah, that water spout click and whale is a absolute danger. It still has not had any damage put into it, so it still has that full power in the rain. But in comes Miraidon. But even then, Icy Wind finally coming in, getting a little bit of chip damage in there, but not too much. That's still going to be a near full power water spout into Miraidon here, who definitely has some decent bulk, but look at the damage incoming. The splash plate doing so much. Iron Bundle going down, and Miraidon already have that HP, and Brian McQueen starting this match off not very strong because you have to throw your Ho-Oh into these extremely strong water spouts.
In the words of a great and infamous character, that Pokemon is a menace. J. Jonah Jameson, sir.
He's a menace!
He's a menace!
Get me pictures of Kyogre!
Yes, sir. Over here clicking one button like it's a difficult choice.
Loves the one button, but if you're not going to contest it, there's no reason not to.
I'm gonna go ahead and press that button again and again until you make me not. Listen, I'm just doing what I came here to do and win.
Exactly. But at this point, Kyogre is most likely slower than even Ho at the current moment because it did take that nice little Icy Wind before Iron Bundle went down. Miraidon is about at half HP right now. It most likely will still go down if there is not any damage put into the Kyogre here. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to go with the early? Are you going to try to play late game with this and play a little bit slower, get rid of the Kyogre? Or are you going to try to get rid of this Calyrex really early? But a nice play from Anthony here to preserve the Kyogre's HP and throwing right back in there Rillaboom.
McIntosh, as he comes back in, gonna blink something in a second. Oh boy, I wonder what he's gonna fake out in the next turn. If it does make it to the next turn, that is. I don't know where he got planned right now as Electro Drift makes the mark into a Protect. Did the Ho-Oh also attack into a Protect? It sure did not, and it did read correctly as it goes for a massive Brave Bird. That is the bravest bird I ever seen.
Ooh, baby, and that is a one-hit KO from that way. Ho-Oh is an absolute menace, and the flying type genuinely in this format is a very, very nice utility type to have as one of your moves, especially on that staff. Because a lot of the time, people kind of forget that Rillaboom has a lot of bulk, but a lot of Rillabooms like running those Assault Vest sets and not getting too much damage off it. A fantastic read with a Brave Bird to take all of that damage right to the bank, and down goes Rillaboom.
What I really love about this, too, is we can switch this Ho-Oh out, bring it back in later with that Regenerator ability, and go for some more Brave Birds while we're at it, too. It is just a great Pokemon right now, but we are staring at an Amoonguss. Luckily, we have Electric Terrain up, so we cannot put it to sleep. But Rage Powder will redirect things to itself anyway, which means we are about to see a very big Glacial. Oh, not before doing massive damage to this Amoonguss.
Surviving.
Okay, but there's got to be a Glacial Lance coming into play here, which means we're going to get Miraidon right back into the show.
Bang, bang. Down goes. It's down over here. Oh, going down as well as the Iron Hands. Miraidon, the only one remaining in here. But it's about to set some electric terrain up, but you don't have too much to work with over here. Amoonguss has at least a little bit of damage in here, but can Miraidon do enough damage to take out both Restricteds? Because if you leave the Amoonguss to survive here, Pollen Puff is not a fantastic attacking move doesn't have a lot of damage in it, and you can't be put to sleep here. The only thing you can really do is Rage Powder for this last turn and hope that whatever move is pulled in here from Calyrex doesn't KO your Miraidon, but with the boosts, you might be out of luck here.
Yeah, we kind of have to ignore this Amoonguss. We can't afford to go for something like a spread move because then we're just literally throwing the game right away to this the Calyrex. But unfortunately, Rage Powder is going to force a redirection of an attack. Electric Drift making its way right into Amoonguss, which is not what you really want in the situation. Maybe the Dazzling Gleam would have been the better choice in this situation, but were you likely to survive the attack of a Glacial Lance anyway? And furthermore, there is a Kyogre still in the back here. Let's see what happens.
Bang.
And there it is, going right immediately into Game 2. Swift Game 1, well played from Anthony. That was just some great Pokemon just now.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really just had a chokehold on the game from the beginning of that as well. Really did well to understand if your leads aren't threatening offensively, I am simply going to run it over.
Yep,
There wasn't
yep.
because Iron Bundle couldn't get enough damage off in time to truly threaten that Kyogre, and then Iron Hands taking a lot of damage from that Water Spout. It was just detrimental to anything that Brian could really bring up there. And Anthony has been on a tirade today, just blowing through his enemies as much as possible with that enormous Water Spout. And it just shows that Kyogre has been good for so long and will continue to be good.
You know who else is a great Pokemon, dude? It is the Amoonguss. There has never been a format where Amoonguss was just outright terrible. It always does the job it is meant to do. I'm here to redirect, and I'm here to put Spore on the table. That's so good.
Exactly.
It's so good. It came in, redirected those moves. You couldn't get a clean KO. Maybe there was a chance. If Amoonguss wasn't there redirecting, if it was any other Pokemon, it could have been a different game.
Exactly, and especially because Amoonguss has that resistance to the electric,
Yes.
resistance to electric moves that Miraidon loves to spout off, resistance to Dazzling Gleam, which is a very common coverage move in Miraidon teams, and then not to mention that even if you get that electric terrain up, suffocate the idea that you want to put Spore and put people to sleep. It doesn't matter as long as you still have a redirect on. Miraidon doesn't have like the most powerful spread moves. Even if Dazzling Gleam does get onto you, Calyrex has enough. Calyrex has enough bulk. Kyogre has enough bulk to just shrug it off and then fire off one of its very, very powerful moves.
That's why it's such a tricky Pokemon to play around because Amoonguss always has the tools it needs to do the job. And of course, Regenerator's on there too, so even if you think you're chunking away a lot of its HP, oop, I'm back.
Absolutely. Because once you start rotating through all of them, Amoonguss just becomes so frustrating to get rid of because you're like, okay, I got a good amount of damage in here. I got a good amount of chip in here. And then, see ya, I'm back, and now my 66% is...
like 80%.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 80 plus even. Who knows, bro? It's just too good of a Pokemon.
Right, here we are into game number 2. Anthony leading this 1-0. And going with the straight up, the Whale Shroom combination over here. And then on the other side, it is the very, very commonly seen in this format Farigiraf and Rhydon. Farigiraf with that electric seed, consuming it on the electric terrain set. And might instantly terrestrialize to get this water type up here, so you don't want to get too hard hit by this by the initial Water Spout.
This is a very scary position for Brian. All I'm seeing right now is Rage Spout or Water Spout, and there's like nothing you can do about it. that is terrifying. Maybe we go for Volt Switch, get out our Miraidon, bring something else in, but it's still going to take a very powerful Water Spout for its troubles.
Yeah, I mean, you possibly could just go with the Helping Hand and the Dazzling Gleam just to get some extra damage in here. But you have 2 seconds to make a decision. Electro just going to go straight into it, but most likely it's going to be a Protect.
Oh, that's not great. What did the Amoonguss do? It double
protects. Yep, just scanning everything out, and you now get to see a little bit of a desperate ploy here because you chose Electro Drift with your choice specs in here. So now you are locked into it.
Yes, now you have to manually search. We don't even get damage out of this now. And you're going to be punished for it. heavily with the fact that this water spout is looming
Yeah,
right around
especially
this corner.
regardless of what you do here, you've now shown your hand with your restricted, who now either has to go back or tank a extremely powerful water spout because you are absolutely getting rage powdered this turn.
Absolutely, man. I don't know what you do in this position. It's not a great one to be in. Farigiraf might actually go down here. It is a rain boosted water spout from a Kyogre. Not many things are able to withstand such power.
Yeah, Brian has locked in that water to try to get this survival in here, but even resisted, water spout has done so much damage in this entire tournament. So even with this water, Terra incoming on Farigiraf, we still have yet to see if this is going to be a great play or this is still going to do enough chip damage for it to be worrying for Brian.
I'm expecting Rage Powder. Here it is. There it is. And now Water Spout is definitely assuredly clicked. Let's see how much damage you can at least do to this Amoonguss. I am 1000% sure it's going to live.
Wow.
Yes, absolutely. This is Amoonguss, baby. That's what we do. And we're going to get some of that chip that we like to see. There's the Water Spout. Woo! And those are resisted hits.
Yeah, decent amounts of damage on both sides there. Miraidon definitely being a little bit, actually Miraidon really liking at the percent that it's currently surviving at, especially because now you have an Electro Drift, you have the Pokemon that is the most resistant to your Electro Drifts gone. You now have a little bit of an open season on whichever one you want to hit here. Most likely trying to hit into Kyogre, maybe hitting into Calyrex just to get a little bit extra damage in here. But you have to decide: do you want to do enough damage to risk it, to take out one of these other two Pokemon, or are you going to Trick Room and hope that Mustang over here is going to also rip a Trick Room to set itself up for a almost end game position?
I'm not very confident in these decisions right now for these moves. I definitely think switching out might even be better here. Clicking Electro Drift right now, it might be really nice to try and go for this Kyogre, but we know it has Protect. We know it can just defend itself and then allow its teammate to go ahead and do something very cheeky. A switch is indeed what we do see here. Here comes our great friend Ho-Oh onto the battlefield. I love this Pokemon. I'm very glad it's here. Oh, and we see a withdrawal for Kyogre as well.
And there is the switch to Rillaboom that definitely would have been a detriment if Brian had used Electro Drift into that Kyogre slot. And now you're most likely going to see potentially you could see a Trick Room for Trick Room here. And if you do, this would be a fantastic opportunity for Brian to get a foothold into this game.
Or it could be a mind game within itself. Anthony allowing his opponent to go ahead and click Trick Room for him. Or get the knockout.
The Seed Bomb.
That works better. We already knew he was going to terrestrialize into that water just to avoid water spouts, and now I got you. And now I got you.
The Terra Grass Calyrex coming through, getting that Chilling Neigh boost as well. And now you have to really decide how you're going to go at this, because now Rillaboom has Fake Out support on deck. Miraidon does not have any protection here. So, and even then, you have to really hope that Brave Bird does enough damage into this Calyrex to do something detrimental, or it's going to be a huge read in there. Instead of going straight for Calyrex, the Fake Out gun into Ho-Oh to make sure it got rid of the Sacred Fire support in there, and the flinch in there. Oh my goodness, the Glacial Lane's going to come out, and it's going to hit both of these Pokemon for so much damage, and down goes Miraidon. What a play from Anthony.
Oh boy, this is a game, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, it's the Seed Bomb, it's the terrestrialization, it's everything. Yeah. What masterful play from Anthony today, man. That's insane.
Yeah, because you really just play the mind game there, because a lot of people definitely, even myself, were thinking, well, there's no fake out protection for Miraidon. So the thought from Brian was to go for Calyrex with Ho-Oh, and then not to mention surviving on one smidge of HP over here.
One smidge.
And Calyrex, the grass, has still not been punished in here.
Punished? When? Ever?
Unpunished.
Never. I'm never punished. Never punished. I'm the best player alive.
Oh my goodness. Anthony has has a very sizable lead at the current moment, but it all matters about how you deal with this Calyrex now. You're most likely probably seeing a Protect in here just to let Kyogre get in and then possibly keep itself alive for another couple of turns.
I love this decision. Did we attack into these protects? We sure did not, but we do resist this steel type attack. It does get rid of the terrain, but we were going to be resetting it anyway, so it doesn't quite matter to us at all. Now, Sacred Fire gonna go into a protect again. Ho just not being able to show off any of its moves here.
Yeah, this Ho-Oh is getting walled extremely hard, but the turns for water, for the extra water damage with rain have ended. You're going into it with now Origin Pulse kind of as the main water move in here, and you're hoping that you're getting that double hit in here because you got two super effective things in here. But Earthquake is going to go in and take out this Calyrex, and Kyogre is going to be the only one remaining up there. But that also means that Rillaboom's coming in for this next turn with Fake Out support again on another Pokemon that does not have any Fake Out protection.
It just goes to show you how important this move Fake Out is in the VGC format. You need to have answers for it. You need to have it. You should be playing around it. It is inevitable. It's just too good of a move to turn off your opponent for a turn.
Yeah, especially because now you don't have that electric terrain up to give Quark Drive that extra speed boost that you wanted. I mean, Steel Roller did quite a decent amount of damage here, so you're hoping for that Origin Pulse miss, but for the time being, most likely means that you're going to be faked out over here by potentially your Ho-Oh, because you saw last time that Anthony did an incredibly interesting read. And he's going to do it again right into the Ho-Oh instead of the Pokemon that doesn't have the ability to protect itself.
And the Kyogre also takes it down here, surviving the knockoff. It does lose the Splash Plate, but Origin Pulse, it misses.
That's one miss on the Iron Treads. Down goes Ho-Oh.
This is still kind of possible.
This is still kind of possible. However, Iron Treads does take neutral damage from this grass terrain boosted Wood Hammer. So you're most likely going to be seeing Steel Roller here go into Kyogre to try to just make sure that there's no grassy terrain for the next turn and there's no super effective damage incoming.
Oh no, goes for the horsepower. That will guarantee a knockout here, but you're not getting rid of the terrain. Maybe they're relying a little bit on this recovery to get back some of this HP, but here comes the giant Wood Hammer from the Raging Monkey, and it's going to go ahead and take you out.
And Anthony takes the tournament. A round of applause for an absolutely stunning show.
Man, what a performance. Anthony with a commanding presence. Oh, it still ended in 2-0, but the positioning was just impeccable. It was just immaculate. It was quite good.
Fantastic. And let's also not ignore the fantastic run of Brian McQueen, who did start out 0-2 today, and then fought all the way back to end in second today. A fantastic showing from him, and a fantastic showing from all of our top 8 participants. It has been an absolutely lovely tournament, and congratulations to Anthony for some extra championship points, which I believe is sending him to Worlds, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it is sending him to Worlds. Indeed, it is very happy for him. Very, very, very good moment for him. I still think he's going to regional Portland. I think he needs those points too, but this is just a step in the right direction for him.
Absolutely.
Either way, that has been our tournament for today.
Hold on. Production has...
Oh, they want to interview. They want to interview Anthony.
Production called me a name, and then now we're getting an interview.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, bring him over here.
Okay, that's it for us, though. Have a good night.
Peace out. Shout out Andrew. Love that guy.
What's up? I'm alive.
Feeling pretty good.
Okay, scooch in a little bit more.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Get real close.
Hey.
Okay, so you didn't have to go to main after all.
I didn't have to go to main after all. The main event was this event.
Yeah,
The
that's fine.
events were the friends we made along the way.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yes. Very, very crucial. The
Yes.
friends, yes.
Okay, so how confident were you going into today?
Ooh, great question. So Chase Matteo, shout out.
We love Chase.
Favorite Rhode Islander. Took me under his wing yet again. Yep, he made me go back onto Kyogre, and I want to give a huge shout out because this team feels really cohesive. It was originally something completely different, with something like Iron Jugulus. Yeah,
Jesus.
The Hydreigon.
yeah, the Hydreigon Paradox, that thing. It was cool for a while. I felt like it was doing its job, and then Chase was like, hey, we really need a taunt Pokemon. And I was like, oh, we can just put taunt on Jug, but it doesn't have room for taunt. So I was like, all right, well, this isn't good because we do have speed control. It's not Prankster. Jug does its job into the Milwaukee team, the
Oh,
Lunala.
Tang Moon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tang Moon. Yeah. And it was like, it was okay. It was performing. Both of us hit like top 500 on Showdown Ladder with it, like pretty quickly without any major bumps in the road.
Nice.
Yeah, it feels really good now that it's with Torn, but I have to say, Torn was not really brought a lot today.
You could probably count the number of times maybe on your hand that I saw.
I have two of those.
Two of them. The amount of times I saw Tornadus today. The answer is probably lower than expected.
Yeah, realistically, like, the adrenaline, not really adrenaline, the serotonin rush of clicking Tailwind Water Spout with Kyogre and Torn, absolutely unmatched. And it's like you don't get that chance often because there's like a million fake out users, a lot of like Terra Waters, but that's the cool little tech that we have on our Calyrex.
But like they also have
Yeah.
to tech for it too.
Exactly.
So they have to respect it. They can't, because if you don't have it, it's like, what are they going to do? Just going to lead something else?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that's why a lot of teams are still running Terra Water because ultimately you do have to respect Kyogre as a Pokemon with base 150 special attack and 140, special defense. It is just a good Pokemon, and it's stood the test of time over the past like.
Over Groudon, baby!
Exactly. I'm a reformed Groudon player.
That's
I'm
true,
never
wow.
going back to that hulking behemoth of a thing. Never again. I can't do it.
Yeah, Water Spout's just better.
Water Spout is just better, but yeah, I'm feeling really good. I'm going to Portland next week.
Hell yeah.
I am super hyped for it. It's actually my first time in Oregon.
Ooh.
I was in Sacramento with our old buddy Sam Pletcher, Sammy P.
We love Sam.
Yeah, love that guy.
Yeah.
I don't know where I don't know. I think he left.
I think he
He'll
left
eat a
it. He
party.
left, I think, just when finals was starting.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. But
He knew you had it in the bag.
oh yeah, yeah. But seriously, shout out to Brian. Oh my gosh.
0-2 start.
Ooh, 0-2
I
start.
made
Yeah,
sure
so-
to slide the
I was
casters
his
that
round
know.
one.
Yeah, Brian was an 0-2 start. Brian's a fan. I shouldn't say. I would say fan
No,
favorite.
fan favorite,
I
yes.
love seeing Brian. Brian's always got the wacky shenanigans. Brian's always got something in his back pocket that you don't know what the hell it is, and he hits you with it, and you're like, wait, what just happened?
What is this?
Yeah.
No, but like seeing the Joey Pokeaim team with like freeze dry or Hydro Pump over freeze dry, it was easier to manage because a lot of my Pokemon are weak to freeze dry. I was like, oh, okay, so like Bundle isn't really too much of a threat, but
I think all of them are weak if you Terra Grass Calyrex.
yes, exactly.
So something
yes.
to think about.
Yeah, I've been weighing those options pretty heavily, but yeah, I'm still going through like the testing phases. This was a major like testing ground, I'd like to say, because it's like, oh, hey, you're going to a regional next weekend. You should probably figure out what you're doing for it.
Maybe.
It's like, I could get jet lagged on the plane and then just could be like, me. But yeah,
That's why you
feels
come
good.
to. That's why you come to the New England regional, and
Exactly.
Literally.
This is just the New England regional.
Yeah.
Every what?
you're gonna
2 months
forge.
now?
You're gonna forge a new here. You're gonna find out what works really well and what might get kind of hit in the kneecaps a little bit.
Exactly. It's like I'm always like, oh, BP is cursed. BP is so cursed for me. My
Everyone
runs.
does.
Yeah, it's like everyone is cursed to BP.
June said that, and she
Yeah.
literally started like 4-0.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you just have to go with the flow. And it's like, yeah, you are cursed being here.
Sorry,
but
June
like,
Limiter Apex build. Thank you very
yes,
much.
please.
Sure.
Formalities,
Sure.
please. But yeah, no, it's like having such strong opponents in this scene is very crucial, because if you don't have strong opponents and you're just going like somewhere with like Timmy McBilly, you're like,
Yeah.
it's like, I understand like, oh, hey, like I won a bunch today, but like, was it meaningful practice?
Exactly.
And it's like, you get meaningful practice here because not only do we have multiple regional champions, again, we're going over the whole New England thing. Like, we have so many good players. Like,
Yes.
consistent good players will give you that practice that you need to actually become like a better player.
I was
And it's like-
looking. Sorry, I
No,
was
you're
looking
good.
at people competing yesterday at Cheese League. I'm like,
Oh,
you
yeah, you
have
should've seen that
edit.
comp.
You have EUIC top 8,
Yep.
multiple Worlds players,
Yep.
and you have like killers that are in the 3-2s. Like
Yeah.
what?
Oh, yeah. It's like, I got top 4 at that yesterday. I didn't get anything from it because I'm filled on my BFLs. And I'm like, oh, cool. I went through HE double hockey sticks for nothing. And I just sat there in my car with the 40-minute drive home from Malden. I'm like, I'm really glad I get to see Chalky and Cheese, but like, I'm dead inside.
Oh no.
But yeah, it's like having such strong opponents here, it gives me like that drive that it's just like primal. It's like, I want to be the best at this specific scene. And it's like, compared to where I was like 2 years ago returning to VGC after like a 4-year break because of academia, it's like, I didn't even know these people existed, and yet they always give me a run for my money. It's like, you
Oh, yeah.
cannot dodge a single player here.
Nope.
And these runs are never easy. And it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
even up against Brian round 1, hey, I don't really like know who you are, but like your team's really scary and you played really well. But
Yeah.
like,
Did you play Brian round 1?
yeah, Brian.
Oh, so this was a rematch.
Yeah, this was like a grudge match.
Oh, okay.
He climbs back up to come get me.
You beat him round 1 and he took that personally.
Oh yeah, no, like 0-2 to like whatever.
He
finished
won
at.
5 sets in a row.
Yeah.
So
That's insane.
because of how everything was structured with 5-round Swiss and the amount of players, it was a clean 3-2 cut. So he just
Yeah.
barely he made it in because of that, and there was no resistance. His
Yeah.
resistance, his opponent's win percentage was 39%.
Yeah. It was fairly low. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's-
39% even.
wow.
So if he didn't get 3-2 cut even, then he probably was the first person to bubble out.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's insane though.
Yes.
because it's like,
It's a fantastic like comeback story.
Yeah.
For him to climb back up the ranks and be like, Anthony, I'm coming for you. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's amazing because then you get that team in that Top Cut environment, and then Jude, because that was a stream match, so everybody
Yeah.
saw it obviously. Like
that was a
Brian
good
put
match.
Drew through their paces.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like seeing that. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I actually like Brian leveled up like mid set, and I was like, okay, let's chill out. Like I actually have to still continue thinking about this match, and it was hard because like Brian had encore and like turn 1 game 1. Yeah, exactly. It's like
Yep.
the hands are clapping for Rillaboom immediately going for fake out because I have to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like that was an amazing play by Brian. By Brian, because like Free Drive's not going to come out, Hydro Pump's not going to come out. It's like, oh, I'm going to encore you into the one move that can stop me from hurting you.
yup.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, final question. So you got 18 points today. What are you at right now?
This
Can you
puts
do the
me
math?
At 881. I think that bumps me back down to.
Back down?
Yeah.
What do you
to,
mean
like,
down?
Well, down in like numerical wise.
Oh,
so from,
okay.
Like 78.
So you're
it
rising
would-
through the ranks,
Yeah.
but your numerical
Yeah.
rank is down technically, yes.
Yeah, I think like I really want to hit 940 is like that nice safe spot.
Okay.
For Worlds. I haven't gotten points since EUIC.
Okay.
Like I was.
Really?
Yeah, I have been slowly dropping, and when Milwaukee hit and the GC hit, it was scary to look at my rank just drop because I went from I think 56 to 78 within the span
Oh.
of 2 weeks. I was
So
like, wow.
Just kind of outside that top X threshold for,
Well, it's just inside of it because of all the
Okay.
auto invites.
Okay.
But it's like, even still seeing that, it's like, I don't want to be 84 by the end of the season if it's still
Yes.
like top 83. But,
Which is insane because if you need to have like 900 plus points just to get top 75, like you're all in
and
crazy.
that's like the median.
Yeah, that's like the baseline.
Yeah, that's like after all the data is compiled, it's like, hey, are you going to hit 900? I don't know. But yeah, it's a scary feeling. It's like this putting me at 881. I don't want to be that guy that misses Worlds by 19 points. So like Portland day 2 is the goal to get like 20 points to finally hit 900, and then after that is NAIC. Yeah. But yeah, it's like I feel really good. Shout out to all my opponents, incredible people.
Shout out to all of our
love this
players.
series.
We love each and every one of
Yeah,
you.
shout out to like everyone that's come to BP ever. Like BP, the place.
Your family, whether you want to or not. Sorry.
Exactly. Yeah.
We don't make the rules. We just enforce them.
Exactly, and we're just here for the fun of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, can I give a special shout out?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chase Matteo. He always knows how to rein me in at the end. 'Cause I've been stuck for like 2 weeks, dude.
Known Kyogre players.
Yeah, it's like all the Kyogre players are like, you want to play Kyogre now?
Chase is actually Kyogre's strongest soldier, and we love him for
Oh
it.
yes, it's like
Rain's strongest soldier.
yeah, exactly.
Caliper.
He vehemently refuses to use Koraidon.
I agree.
Specifically because
I
of that.
agree.
And I'm like, dude,
Rain is so much better.
Rain is super fun because
Yeah.
you're the slower mode, but like Koraidon, it still hits hard. Like you get blown up by Life Orb, but even still, it's like
Do the thing. Do the thing.
it's like you Tailwind. I did this with Stefan Mott when
Yeah. Yeah.
the last time we were here. It's like we had a mirror and we're like, hey, you want to play charades? And we go for Tailwind and then Water Spout.
Woo!
That was on I think January's BP stream. I think right
Yes.
before San Antonio.
I remember.
Oh, was that you
I
against
remember
Chris?
watching it,
Yeah.
Yes.
That was against Chris and Keon, and I think Gabby and Jake were casting.
Yeah,
it.
that's
Checks
right.
out.
But yeah, shout out to Chase. He knows how to rein me in at the end of the day. Pun intended. I'm so good. I'm so cool.
The best,
Yeah,
best
I
friends and
know.
the best testing partners are the ones that go, hey, I got an idea for you.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
like they know your habits.
Yes.
They know who you are. They know how you play, and they know how to practice with you. And like Chase knows that about me. But yeah. Shout out to everyone that supported me so far. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hell
Thank you very
yeah.
much. But yeah.
All right.
Thank you for watching the stream. I love you all. Bye.